Hey everybody, and welcome to Plastic Nostalgic, where all toys are nostalgic. Eventually. Now today we're going to head back to Tatooine and get a couple of new recruits for Jabba's palace. This is one we needed, is the Rancor Keeper, Malakili, and this is his Palace Taskmaster droid, EV-9D9. Now these are not figures that I had as a kid, so I can't wait to check these out and add them to my Star Wars collection. Today we have two Star Wars Power of the Force action figures from Collection 2. This is Malakili, the Rancor Keeper, with his long-handled vibro blade, and this is EV-9D9 with datapad. Both of them have similar card backs, each with a little file card. This is Malakili, the Rancor Keeper. Height 1.8 meters. Status Jabba the Hutt's Rancor Handler. Classification human. Weapon of choice. Affiliation loyal to Jabba the Hutt. And weapon of choice the long-handled vibro blade. And it has other characters on the back like Lando in his skiff guard disguise. Bib Fortuna, Emperor Palpatine, Luke Skywalker in his Stormtrooper disguise, and Bosk. EV-9D9 has a similar card back on the bottom. Also, a neat little file card to go along with it, showing him a scene from the movie. He is 1.6 meters in height. His status is the Palace Droid Taskmaster. Classification is Marindata EV Supervisor Droid. Affiliation loyal to Jabba the Hutt. Weapon of choice mechanical torture. Well, he'll be a fun one to add to Jabba's menagerie. So let's get them out of that plastic. Always be careful when using a knife. I mean, if you want. I knew I had to get me a Rancor Keeper once I had me a Rancor Monster, because there's no telling where those Rancor Monsters will end up if they're not watched carefully. Makes me wonder if being a Rancor Keeper is something you train for, or is it something you're born into? Oop! Oh, he popped right out of that plastic. I thought these card backs were kind of neat because they have a little hologrammy looking picture on the front. And these were from 1997. That's a little old. Well, he can move at the waist, the shoulders, and the hips here. He has that simple articulation like the classic action figures. Although as old as this one is, he's pretty classic himself. He's pretty loose at the waist, but that's okay. He can do the twist real good. Let's get out his vibro blade. Pretty neat looking. He must have got this from one of those Tusken Raiders. And use it like a one of those cattle prods for the Rancor monster. Malakili, the Rancor Keeper. Let's set him aside and get this other action figure out of the plastic. EV-9D9. That's one of the things I liked about the Star Wars franchise, is they had so many different kinds of droids and different kinds of aliens, and it was like a sci-fi masterpiece. You never knew what you were coming up with, and it sure made for a lot of good action figures. And here's that EV-9D9 hologram, or holographic looking sticker on the front of the card back. Let's slide him out of there. He came out easy enough. And the droid action figures were always pretty simple with their simple articulation. He's got some pretty thin arms. Have to be careful with those. Classic looking droid from the Star Wars franchise. His paint looks like it's kind of worn on it. Pretty simple, and he comes with this data pad. And I imagine it's a control panel to keep Jabba's palace droids doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's an interesting toy. Come with a neat accessory to add to the fun. This is EV-9D9 from Star Wars Power of the Force collection, and Malakili with vibroblade, the Rancor Keeper. Thanks for joining us here on Plastic Nostalgic, where all toys are nostalgic, eventually. And be sure to keep joining us for more episodes where we unbox some soon-to-be nostalgic toys. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And I'll see y'all next time.